Very good afternoon to all the followers of Body Mind Soul Live Talk Show number 64, if I'm not mistaken. Two questions for you. Are you well prepared if COVID-19 hits you or any of your family members? And do you know what to do if you contracted the virus but admission into a hospital is not available? I think these are the questions that a lot of us might not be aware of. Yeah, so welcome to our live talk number 64. Be prepared better than shock with COVID-19. Together with me this afternoon will be Natalie Teo, founder of Health West Wellness Center. And for all those viewers who are very first time joining us, make sure that you're watching this either from Facebook, Body Mind Soul Magazine Facebook page, or if you're watching it from our YouTube, yeah, because I would love to see all your questions and all the love that you sent to me. Hi, Kelvin. Hello, good afternoon. And, just stay tuned with me so that we will be having Natalie together with us to talk about Be Prepared better than shock with COVID-19. So meanwhile, while waiting for Natalie to get ready, let me know, where are you tuning in from? Are you watching it from the YouTube of Body Mind Soul Magazine, or you're watching it from Body Mind Soul Facebook page? Let us know where you're tuning in from. Where are you coming from? KL, Johor, Malacca, and wherever that you are, let me know. And also, if you have not followed us on our Body Mind Soul Magazine page, make sure that you follow us on our Facebook and subscribe, click the bell on YouTube channel, so that every week when we have all this uplifting and informative content for a better life together with everyone, you are being informed. Okay, so before I go in or even invite our guest today for this very, very special topic today, I would love to share with you a little bit about Body Mind Soul. Body Mind Soul aims or desire to impact life positively. We are a platform that started off as a magazine publication since 2014, and this weekly live talk has been started ever since last year, May. Every Saturday, 3 o'clock, I will be having different guests on this platform, to share with you tips, solutions, inspiring stories, personal journey, empowering experiences to help us to move forward in our life daily, with our daily challenges, a step at a time. With that, I also wish to share with you Body Mind Soul Community. It's a place where you can join and sign up for free, and you read all our magazines for free digital version from volume 1 until volume 29. If you have not signed up the Body Mind Soul Community, it's time for you to do so, so that you can be uplifted with all this content daily at your fingertips. At the same time, once you sign up as a Body Mind Soul Community, not just reading the magazine is free for you, not just signing up is free for you, you also get to experience workshop quarterly that is worth 180 ringgit. Every quarter, there will be one workshop that's about 2 hours. And also, there will be a welcome gift of 3 audio articles for you to hear it too. So to all the audience, you know what? Let me know, where are you tuning in? Just type it into the comment. Where are you coming from, and who is it with me at this point of time? And how is it for you with all the news that you are coping with? How are you? How's your Saturday? Just bear with me a little bit, because our speaker is having a little technical issue there. So she's still prepping herself, but definitely we are all ready to go through 2 questions that is very, very important for all of us, which is, are we all well prepared if COVID-19 hits any one of us or even our family member? To be honest, I don't think I am even prepared if touch wood, anything happened to myself or even my family members. There are so many things that we don't even know what to do, so I hope this will be one of the way that through the conversation with Natalie, it gives us some tips or some suggestion so that we know what to do, right? And again, all these things are not from a very, very medical perspective, but I would say it's a suggestion. It will be a support system to help us to go through this journey. And if you find, you are actually questioning yourself, or even your friend is questioning this also, do one thing, share out this live talk right now, right away, so that once Natalie is back, we can go straight into it and answer your question. All right. How well are you prepared? Are you well prepared if COVID-19 hits you or any of your family members? And if you are contacted or contracted, do you know what to do if you need to be admitted into hospital, but it is not available? I think these are quite of some of the questions that we need to ask ourselves. And also we kind of need to get ourselves mentally and emotionally prepared for anything that can happen now with the cases rising up, on daily basis. So a very good afternoon to all the viewers once again. And I believe our speaker today is rather ready. Yeah. So I think, she is ready. Okay. So let me welcome, warm up your palm if you are a follower of Body Mind Soul Live Talk Show. Warm up your palm so that you can clap together with me, even though we are doing this virtually, to welcome Natalie Teo, founder of Health West Wellness Center, joining us today afternoon. Hello, Natalie.
Hi, Christina. I'm here.
Yes, finally, just to let all the audience know, bear with us. If halfway Natalie got cut off, she will definitely come back. I think Natalie is having some internet technical issue,
Yeah.
But it's okay. We will always be here. And also, welcome, Natalie. And to all the audience, if you have any questions, please feel free to type it in the comment so that, we can get Natalie to answer when the time permits. Yeah. Today, we are here to talk about be prepared better than shocked with COVID-19. Together with me is Natalie Teo. Natalie, anytime when your line is stable, you can switch the line and just let me know. Okay. No worries. All right.
Look very blurred, is it?
A little blur, but it's bearable. Okay. That's the beauty of live talk. That's the beauty of life. Nothing is rehearsed, right? That is life, isn't it? That is why it's called live talk. Yeah, Natalie. So Natalie, a little bit of your background. I understand that you are a nutrition planner, that you have been doing it for many years. Maybe you can share with our audience your background, who you are, what you do, before we go into the juices of the stories.
Okay, I just make a very simple introduction to myself. I give many nutrition advice, mainly is on the cancer patients that always come to our center. We guide them how what is the food they should eat and they should avoid. And of course, we provide the treatments in our center. We deal with for the pre and post chemo treatment, or after they do radio surgery, we provide the treatment, nutrition guidance, and also for the patients like heart attack, heart patient, cardiac patients, diabetes, and other chronic illnesses. So we provide and also Christina know that we have giving the not giving providing the juicing, the detox program.
The detox.
So actually, our what we do, the treatments will be quite wide range, and we hope that actually on the natural therapy side, it's not only about treatment or supplement. It's more on the healthy lifestyle. You got to sleep early. You got to have a lot of communication with families. Not only every day by your own. You are very phobia with COVID, but you stay by your own in the room. Whereby your wife maybe kick you inside the room, not allow you to come out. And there's many things happen. I received a lot of funny calls at the same time. Not only about treating COVID, on the psychology part as well, advice.
Mental and emotional side support as well. Yeah, Natalie.
Yes. I'm very thankful that, of course, all these things is not only from me, Natalie, myself. I have quite a numbers of mentors. Firstly, I'm very thankful to Professor Chen, Li Chuan Chen from Taiwan. He's a professor in toxicology, and he last time he in National Cancer Institute. We're working hand in hand. And of course, Dr. Ahmad Hassan, he's mainly dealing with the diabetic patients. And of course, this time, very crucial that when I talk about the COVID, it because I'm dealing with another Sifu mentor. There's a base in India handling thousand cases, COVID cases in India. And it's a very successful. So today I'm just, I frankly to say I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm just sharing on my behalf
personal experience.
Yes, personal experience, how patients get in touch with me. They don't know where, the loss of direction, they don't know where to go. The hospital is full. Clinic is not accepting. Hey, you are COVID. No, you don't come. So they just give us a call. So on the side, see what can we advise them so they can know what to do. The fear is always happen that people, when they got COVID, they're very phobia. There's one type of a patient we always see. The another type is patient take it too lightly. I'm all right. Everything is all right. But when the storm comes, they're very bring them to very terrible
severe situation.
Yes.
So you have two groups. One is too overly conscious, too overly worried. One is taking it too lightly until they don't know which signs they need to take note of. And today, Natalie is here to also help us, to bring us into that awareness together so that we can balance this up. You don't overly stress out yourself, but at the same time, you know what sign you need to look out for, what kind of symptoms you need to look out for. And for all the viewers who are now watching together with us, you can drop a message to let us know you are here with us. Drop a message to say hi to Natalie or even me, share your love with us, and let us know that you are here. And please welcome any question. If you prefer to type in Mandarin in your questions, go ahead. We can read Mandarin and I will just translate it out for all those English viewers as well. So Natalie, let us go in one by one. We kind of break this live talk session into 3 different parts, but let us just go in one by one. The first part is, what would be, prior to COVID, prior that we contacted with COVID, what is your suggestion for us or any individual to stay healthy during this time? What are the things that we should look out for? What are the things that we should avoid?
Okay, I make it very simple. For first thing that whoever want to we call it for prevention. Very important thing is we need to eat very healthy. Try during this period, we see numbers is like 23,000 yesterday. Most of the family members, maybe their relative or friend, most of them already got infected. So to build back our immune system, we really need to avoid sugary food. This is
sugary food.
Yes.
Because why so, Natalie?
Yeah, because I see many cases. Because when we are eating sweet food, the sugar, it will really make our immune system drop very tremendously, and we don't really find out and we don't really we take it very lightly. Oh, it's okay. But once the COVID, you got in touch with COVID, and some patients, hey, how come I'm not recovering? I don't see any. It's because I get progress, and not only progress, like I said, don't see the sign of recovery. The patient is drinking the Milo or very sweetening drinks in the morning, so maybe make their progress not good,
not so effective in a way.
Yes,
so one of your first tip is avoid sugary food, avoid artificial sweetness avoid artificial sweetness
Yes.
That means I have to say goodbye to my dessert and cake.
temporary avoid, and maybe can back to a little bit after the numbers decrease.
Understand. So this is one of your tips. So to all the audience, you know what? If you are having a sweet tooth like me, the host, which a lot of you who are the regular of Body Mind Soul followers, you know how much I love dessert, you know how much I love food, and I've been really mindful, with all the intakes that the food that I intake as well. So we have audience that's saying, good afternoon, Wan Ning. We have Tina, sugar breeds bacteria as well. Thank you for sharing all this information. So please feel free to put up your comment or even your own views. You know, Body Mind Soul is a platform where we respect everyone's views, we respect everyone's perspective, and there is no judgment here. We are all here to support each other. We are here to just give a different reference, yeah. And again, Natalie have made it very clear that, you know what, she's not coming from a medical perspective, but rather as a personal journey. Okay, so Natalie, how about we have Tina. I love desserts too. Yeah, so you know, once in a blue moon now, once in a blue moon, and the blue moon is coming tomorrow. Tomorrow is full moon. Natalie, what are the other tips when it comes to a healthy or making sure that, you know, at least we do our part to take care of ourselves, be responsible for our personal health? Anything else that you want to add on?
A very important thing is, even though now government is always ask us to stay at home, lockdown, I think a very main issues out of this SOP is when people stay apartment, condo, they really don't have any exposed to the sunlight at all. So we know that sunlight is very important. It's vitamin D, and vitamin D, it beats all the accurate virus that in our respiratory system. So I can suggest that people it should be exposed to go out to outdoor, but not to the very crowded place, right? Like market or garden, park. There are many people, so we still need to go out to get some sunlight.
At least if home. Yeah. Sorry, because we kind of like losing you a little bit here and there. So, but I believe what you are trying to say is, you know, if you can't go out, if you're staying like condominium or apartment, at least be at a spot in your space, you know, that has balcony. You can go out to the balcony, you know, get some sunlight, you know, bathe yourself under the sunlight, you know, or if you are at a landed property, just go out to your car porch and get something about it. And if you have a small little neighbor housing area, you know, you can still go out for a walk, but definitely practice SOP. I think that is very, very important, right?
Avoid the crowd area and wear your mask.
Yeah. And I believe, you know, prior to this conversation that we are having right now, when we were having a discussion with Natalie kept emphasizing SOP is important to practice. A lot of people taking it too lightly, and this is where careless mistakes happen. You know, careless mistakes. So we have Tina over here. Mine too. Tomorrow is my off day. I ordered cream puff. Tina, I have someone send me a Black Forest cake. I know we are talking about COVID, but since Natalie bring up that we should avoid sugary food, I think that should be my last cake for the month.
we can take it, but we don't like take it together with the vitamin C. Or else the oral vitamin C that you go in will really like wasted. If you want to, sometimes you have to take some sweetening food, but not together with the vitamin C, because we know the pathway from the sugary and the vitamin C to the cell actually is the same pathway. So if you, example, you take a piece of cake now, and later on after you finish the cake, you take vitamin C. Actually, the body really only allow the sugary go into the cell, but not the vitamins. Yeah, that's why it's wasted. Same principle. Let's go to the patients that receive treatment, or we suggest them during COVID they need to take a lot of vitamin C. Same the principle goes to. If they drink a cup of Milo or they have a dessert
or any sweet tea lah. Yeah, let's say any sweet tea. Natalie, try not to mention any brand. So we have like any sweet tea and things like that, right? So then avoid taking it together. I think that this is a very good tip for a lot of us, whether we are in a healthy state or not healthy state, whether we take supplement daily. Maybe a lot of us are not aware about these steps. Yeah, so this is good. So we have a question over here. So would it be best to take vitamin C in the morning?
Sorry?
Would it be best to take vitamin C in the morning?
Actually, you can take vitamin anytime throughout the day. Just important thing is normally we suggest that after food, with not empty stomach. Some people cannot tolerate with the vitamin C with the empty stomach, and you can, it depends, and it depends on your dosage also as well. For prevention, now the cases is so high. Normally, I suggest to my patients they take around 2 to 3 grams per day, but not to taking at night or midnight. Of course, like maybe you stay at 10, you eat 9:30 or 9:45. I'm not suggesting take it too late, because nighttime we need to sleep. We shouldn't give our liver any kind of extra burden. You want them to digest or absorb. The absorption is definitely not good. But if you take it, we wake up early, straight away take it, there's no problem at all.
Okay, understand. So let us move on a little bit, since we know avoid sugary food, that's one thing, and also have a healthy diet, intake, mindful of your intake, your food intake, and take up vitamin C, bring yourself to the sun, one of the very important thing, get yourself sunbathed. I love sunbathing. I usually go out around 9 o'clock at my car porch and the balcony, and to just soak myself underneath the sun for about 10 to 15 minutes. And I just enjoy the very gentle, very soothing, warm sun. It just gives me so much of joy. So I hope the audience will also practice something like that. But Natalie, how about we are still talking about prevention part, yeah? So later we will go into those who are confirmed COVID, what should we do? And also post-COVID, a little bit of the suggestion and also support so that we can go through the journey better. So in terms of the prevention, right, what are the equipments that you feel is important to have at home as a standby?
Yeah. First, I very strongly suggest that every house now should have an oximeter. You can get it from like any pharmacies, or even you can get it online now, and we are also providing this. And then the second thing is the nebulizer that I have talked to you regarding, Christina. It's about the nebulizer. We put some solution inside. So it's actually, we put some disinfect liquid for people to inhale through the mist. Because the nebulizer, the function is, it change the liquid to mist. So when people have the example, you go out to the market, maybe some people just sneeze in front of you, or coughing in front of you, and anything can happen. The virus spread to you, and you inhale it, and we don't know whether it's a coronavirus or any sort of viruses. So we suggest that every time you go out and come back, you straight away inhale using the nebulizer to nap it for around like 30 seconds or 1 minute. It can straight away to kill the viruses and any kind of bacteria. This is a way of prevent it, reduce the risk of getting infected.
It just reduce the risk, It's not 100% preventing. It's just reducing the risk that
nothing is 100% prevent, I can if got 100%, government already launched it, but it can really highly reduce.
Okay, understand. But Natalie, you're also here to highlight, how can we read the oximeter? What are the things that we should do, right, with the oximeter? Do you want to demonstrate it?
Yeah. Okay. Today I like a bit.
It's okay. A little bit here and there.
Nervous because all the while, normally I have my live talk also. I do it in my Facebook Live, and I'm conduct in the Chinese language, and mostly I do by my own. So there's no like a host like interviewing me. So I when you try to ask me, so I will be like that. I maybe forget.
It's okay. We are having a chat anyway, and we are chatting it together with all the audience over here. Like Tina is saying, I take mine every morning before food. Although I know it would be wasted, it would be flushed out, I suppose. I think she's referring to vitamin C, Natalie, and also we have. I think Natalie is hang again. All right. So Tina, for your question, we will come back to you in a short while. Let me just get Natalie back on the line. Yeah. So we also have Tina over here to ask nebulizer just water? What should we use with it? Tina, for further details about the nebulizer, you can refer to Natalie page later. We will also share with you, and then we will be she will be able to go in details with you privately, because today there are so many things we wish to cover, and we want to focus on oximeter first, and then we talk about the rest a little bit later. So nebulizer, she actually had a detailed information on her Facebook page, which we will direct you later. Yeah, Natalie, is that okay?
Because it's all right, because normally I use my Facebook page. I also do it like 1 hour or 45 minutes. Normally for the nebulizer itself, it's already need 1 hour. That's why I tell Christina that I couldn't like explain too much or too detailed into the nebulizer. But I can straight away give you a very simple solutions that I mentioned. The nebulizer we use is the kind of food grade hydrogen peroxide 3%. But in detail how to mix it with it, you need to go to the page and find out more.
Yes.
Okay.
Which we will share it later.
Yeah. So I just share about the oximeter, because one of the very important thing that many people actually don't know how to use the oximeter, and they don't know when it should be used and how to read.
Yes.
This is very important. Even you've got a very best tool, but if you can't use it properly, actually it's a kind of waste.
Yeah, it's wasted. Like, what is it for?
And it's very, very important that even, especially the elderly, even they have a COVID, they're already infected because they're so old. Normally they are like very tired. Maybe they have some coughing. You don't really realize it's a normal coughing or COVID. I have received plenty of cases like that. So it's good to check the home, your mother or grandmother, maybe 80 over years old, 70 over. You need to the best is monitor them daily. See, is it even like very slight cough, very slight fever, no fever at all. Sometimes they don't have any fever, just only for flu and cough. Then
or maybe short of breath. Sometimes it's short of breath.
And you don't really realize because it's elderly. Even the short of breath, normally they're already like short of breath already. the symptom, they don't really like. Our young people, we can talk, we can laugh very loud, we walk very fast, they walk very slow, everything slow. When they're short of breath, the oxygen is low, we don't really see it very obviously.
That's where oximeter play a very important role, yeah, Natalie?
Yeah. And oximeter, actually in the market got many people ask me which one. I got this few hundreds, I got this one 50 over. In the medical one we use the big one, it's around 1,000 over. But for home use, we don't really suggest like you use up to 1,000 over, so expensive one. But I have some pretty affordable one, only 55 and also 100 over. So I found out it's actually almost the same. It couldn't be like so much different. So it actually the same. So I just show you this the oximeter, how we normally use it. Okay. So first we used to clamp it on our right side. This side.
Okay, right hand.
Right side. Yeah, right hand. Because our heart is on our left side, so the pumping out, in and out will be here. So the more accurate we need to use on our right hand. So we suggest that you can use on your middle finger or index finger or even thumb. But some men, if their thumb is very big, maybe you can't really read it through the oximeter. So normally we suggest it's the middle finger or the index finger. But if people to do a lot of they do a lot of hard work. Maybe they do a gardener, or they cook, they always cut. They use a lot of
fingers. Yeah.
The skin will get thicker.
Yes.
The skin will get thicker. So this kind of people, maybe when they use the oximeter, is not so accurate.
Okay.
It's
not
I understand. Accurate. It's very less percentage of people this kind of people. So another thing is, if you ladies, we put up some
finger polish. Yeah.
Yeah, it won't be accurate. You need to remove all. Yes, only you
Wow.
can do a better measurement on the
Wow. So
on the
all these things we need to
meter.
take note, yeah. All these things we need to
Yeah,
take note, yeah.
yeah, and also some people who like to have a long nail, because the oximeter, the detection area is inside. If you have a very long finger, long
Mm.
nail, so
Mm.
it can't be measured as well. Some people say, how
Mm.
come when I measure it's like coming from very low first and then shoot up very high? It's because maybe something blocked, so you can't
I
really
see.
put it at the proper area,
I see.
proper space.
Understand.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So after that we use it on our right hand. An example, I use this on my middle finger. So we just clamp on it and make sure that we are on the sitting position. When we want to read our pulse, we want to read our oxygen saturation level, we must with the sitting position, but not lying down, or you
Mm.
just woke up, or you're going to sleep, or you just take a nap, you wake up and take. Of course, all this will be make your oxygen level will be lower. And if you are
Mm.
resting, your pulse also will be slightly lower. That's
Mm.
very normal.
Mm.
All this is
Mm.
very normal.
Mm.
So, okay. Okay. So this is now I'm clamping my finger. But you
Mm-hmm.
can you see the numbers?
Yeah, yeah.
You
We
can
can
see the
see
number.
97 and 102.
And this side 98.
Uh-huh.
This is the
Okay.
oxygen level. Okay,
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
oxygen level. Whereby on the this side you see a bumping is a heartbeat like. Sorry, this one.
Oh,
This
okay. The one that's like a bar beeping.
Yeah. It depends on your own oximeter lah. For my
Mm.
one, this one is on this side.
So
It's bumping
usually an
very accurate.
oximeter will have the oxygen level and also your heartbeat rate lah.
Yes. Definitely they have these two
Mm.
lah. This is the crucial one. And you
Mm.
see, my heartbeat is slightly high today because I'm talking. I'm a bit
Mm.
nervous and
Mm.
I'm sharing something. My pulse is slightly higher. But if like
Okay.
resting is maybe 60 to 70, or some people 70 to 80. If you're walking around 80 to 90, you're doing a lot of work, or you can be shoot up like 100 over. It's pretty normal lah.
Mm. Mm.
Pretty normal. So on this side is the oxygen level. I just I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned it always need to be above 96. 96.
Above 96.
Above this, yeah, above 96. Now I'm 99.
Mm.
Because maybe the position I'm putting like that.
Yes.
That's why the position of doing is very important. Always need to sit down and take the measurement. Okay,
Okay.
this is now it's 99. If we call it the symptom. The symptom of the cycle storm is
Mm.
always happen that when the oxygen rate, even some old people they have like 96, 97 is all right. But once they drop until like 94, 94 or
Mm.
95, which means I just now mentioned this one.
Yeah.
This one.
Yes.
If you
Yes.
drop until 94, 95, already be alarming. It's
Mm.
alarming numbers, which means that beep, 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 you really need to be careful. I have one customer, I have one patient yesterday from JB calling me.
Mm.
She is the family, like the sister husband or her husband.
Mm.
So what's happened is first his CT value is very low. She gave me to see the PCR report. The CT
Mm.
value is very low.
What is city level? Sorry.
When it's low, it means that when we do the PCR report, with
Mm.
PCR test, it always
Yes.
shows the numbers.
Yes.
When the numbers is low, it means that the virus load is very high,
I see. Okay.
which means the virus is active, is very
Mm.
active. So when it above 35 is considered negative, which means when we get the numbers like very high, example,
Mm.
maybe I do my test is 30, which means maybe I almost recovering. My antibody already attack it and is more safer side. When the CT value is very low, when they're first diagnosed, it's very dangerous. That's why we need to monitor. When they first got the symptom from the day one, you really need to monitor for the first 7 days. It's the most crucial for the first 7 days. So like just now I mentioned about the oximeter, like 94, 95. And so sad that I asked her, you must need to get ready to admit or get ready to call the ambulance or call up the hospital, whether there's a space for private or government. You need to get ready. But she bring the family go to clinic, and clinic said that, oh, it's not so serious yet. It's not so serious yet. But after that, she called me up. I said it's serious because I know it's already day 8. It's already day 8, and the storm is calm. The storm is coming. It's a kind of symptom. Normally, the patient is only 96, 97. Yesterday, fever. Today dropped to 94, 95. It's a kind of storm. That's why when
you're talking about the oximeter rate numbering, is it?
Yes. I'm talking the oxygen.
95. Okay.
Yes,
the oxygen level. Okay.
The oxygen. Just now I mentioned is above 96, right? It's considered safe. Yes. But once the oxygen level dropped to 94, 95, is abnormal. We don't take it normal, please. Many people take it normally, and we take it very lightly. And it's almost the day of maybe day 7 or day 8. It always happens like that. The COVID has a trend. We need to very we need to observe. We need to monitor every day. We don't take it. Oh, it's okay. I got no fever. I'm all right. Okay, my flu is gone. It's all right. I just have slightly cough. Even slightly cough. The same patients. At first for first 5 days, even fever, very mild fever for 2 days only. After that, no flu, very, very slight cough. She think it's okay. She think it's okay. But I say your CT value is very low. You need to really get prepared and check. Never take it lightly. So on the day 8, should be on day 7. Day 7, the husband have a very high fever. Very high fever, 38, 39 above is considered very high fever. So the storm is telling you that our body have a symptom, it has an alarm, which means when the virus is calm, our body very straightforward that increase the temperature, try to kill the virus.
Yes, to attack the virus. Yeah,
yes, attack the virus. When the big, we call it what, a big tiger come already, the body
by playing the game.
Yeah, big tiger come already. Even need a higher temperature to try to kill the virus. If you are at 37 something, unable to kill, or the body say, unable to kill, it's okay. Now I increase more. 38, 39, I cannot kill. Okay, I increase another higher, which means that's telling you your body has a very big fighting
virus
inside.
Count.
Yes, very big fighting inside. You need to go to prepare. So what's happening is when the oxygen is dropped to 94, 95, is always prepare, because you'll be very fast dropping to 93, 92, 91, even 90 in 2 days time, 2 to 3 days time. Is very common. I've seen numbers of cases like that. So don't wait until that level. You got to immediately call the hospital. It's too late. You see, now government hospital is full, private is full. Even you have a lot of money, you don't assume that, I got a lot of cash, no worry. Private can anytime admit. Please don't think that. So you need to get ready when even you have the storm coming, especially on the day 6, day 7. Oxygen level is low. You need to get prepared for the calling for the hospital, whether they got space or not, which ambulance can pick you up. All this need to be get ready.
I think since Natalie, you are touching base on the the admission part, we can also go there. But on the oximeter, I would say rather you have covered up how we should read and what is the signs that we should take in. What are the symptoms, especially when you're at the day 7 and 8, and if your oxygen level drop from 96 to 95 and 94, even though it's only like 2% of difference, that make a huge difference on ourselves, especially for those who are confirmed COVID positive at home and confined at home. But before we go into that, Natalie, we have a question from the floor. I think this is about the food consuming. What about consuming allulose? I don't know how to pronounce that. Maybe you want to help me?
It's all kind of different type of the sugar. But at the moment, once COVID, we do say about the prevention. Prevention, sometimes you're happy a bit, you eat a bit, but you don't take with vitamin C. But if we already like confirmed case, already with COVID positive, we try to avoid all kind of sugary food, even like honey, brown sugar, all this we try to avoid. We do want the body still like taking chance of recovering. We do want to pull them and make it slow. So for normally I will advise my patient will be totally cut off all the sugary. You can see tremendously very fast they recover. Once they start taking a lot of sugary, it will slow down. It should be 5-day recovery. It can be if you follow exactly, but maybe you can drink until 1 week and the storm come. This is the problem when we don't want wait for the storm to come. Once the storm come, there's a symptom, you need to admit to the hospital already. We try to like work in this way is okay, because the hospital is very full. Okay, and many people don't know how to handle themselves, self-quarantine when they're already category 1 and 2. So it's very important if we do it properly during category 1 and 2 without not much getting worse, no symptom. If we get recovery on that, then you got the hospital won't be packed. The main problem is not these people that when they got COVID, they don't know what to do. They just sit down at home, maybe take some herbs, or maybe just take some veggie soup or drink some juice. But we always need to monitor day by day. From the day 1, you need to monitor every day.
You are talking about once we confirmed from the test, right? From the test from the lab, that will be considered our day 1. Is that correct?
I will take it like for the first day I got the symptom, but not based on the result. Example, like Monday maybe I have some cough and flu, or even only fever. I already take that one as a day 1. Okay, from day 1, from day 1 I have the symptom Monday, example, and then okay, tomorrow getting worse, and then I think that maybe it's COVID, so Tuesday I go for the PCR test. Okay, you go to the PCR test. It's not directly take on the same day. Wednesday they will come out the result. Wednesday they said yes, you are positive. You already have positive. So from the Monday I have a symptoms. When the Wednesday I consider is already day 3.
Okay, understand. I think this is important for all the audience to understand when you talk about the first 5 days. Where do you start to count your first 5 days?
Yes.
And Natalie, we bring up a very good point. A lot of us don't know what to do when we or our family member is confirmed positive. What are the steps that we should take? So, for instance, let me put it this way. Just now you touched about the hospital, which we will go there as well, to let all the audience know what are the steps that you should be aware of. Partly you have highlighted, but I think I would like to ask you is, when me is confirmed a positive patient, right, and I'm staying with my family, right, what should I do?
You're positive, then you should self-quarantine, or you rent a room in the quarantine hotel to quarantine yourself. This is the thing. This is the first thing, very important. But mainly, frankly, to say that the cases that patients that contact us, once one family member that got COVID, confirmed positive, most of them also get infected. Because the infective days is always before the symptoms. I mean the infective days, which means the virus you got already, but you don't have symptoms. We call it infective day. I can spread to you. You can spread to me. I still don't have symptoms. We don't know. It's always the first 7 before the symptom. I mean before the symptom come before the 7 to 11 days, around that time. Which means today you cough, the virus go into my respiratory. Okay, maybe roughly a week later, then only I start to have some symptoms. So at the same time, within that weeks, I stay in the family, I talk to them, I eat with them, everything. That's why mostly people got infected. Very seldom that, example, maybe like 6 family members, maybe 1 out of it is negative. Maybe they don't really so close, or their body antibody is quite all right. And maybe the virus load is not so strong, So the other families still can take it, but mostly they will get infected.
I see.
Yeah.
So your suggestion is, if this person is confirmed COVID, it's either you self-quarantine yourself or you quarantine yourself at the hotel that are meant for self-quarantine for COVID patient, right? And how about the family members? What should they do?
Family members, you need to everyday monitor. Once the family, like example, maybe your spouse got positive, you need to everyday monitor. You check the temperature, whether is this start some very mild fever, and also check the oxygen level for the elderly, like your parents. They don't have much symptom, but maybe their oxygen level is dropping. You need to check. You need to monitor very closely every day whether got the symptom or not. For around 1 week plus. For around 1 week plus. One person, because the infective days is around 1 week plus, but the symptom haven't come out. Which means, example, maybe my family members, one family members that got diagnosed already get infected, but the other they go to test the next day. They go to test the next day. Mostly they don't get the positive. Frankly, to say that at first they don't get positive. It's so many happen on that because the symptoms are not if the tests I haven't shown it yet.
Yes, the effectiveness that you were saying lah.
Yeah, they already get infected, but they haven't show up the symptom, and then they won't show at the PCR test there. But after 1 week, they start to have some symptoms. They go and test, but then it's positive. So we need to be very careful that of course, if your family members got infected, we need to take some oral supplementations, try to disinfect the house, all the clothing, all the environment. Now they have some machines that can sell in the market. Yes, it to help to disinfect the house. Because even the particles, all these virus, it can be on the surface quite for 2 days. So it's better to disinfect. Yeah.
Understand. And you mentioned just now, right, about oral supplements to disinfect the house. You also mentioned on the day 7 to 8, when even though there are no severe symptoms like sore throat or fever, like how we used to think a year ago, right? That was what we used to think. But now it can be no symptoms, but if your oxygen level is dropped until 95, 94, you mentioned that you need to start to prepare yourself for hospital admission. And you mentioned just now, you don't think you have cash, you have money, you can admit it to private hospital. So Natalie, what was the experience that you had that you actually, want to highlight in this live talk to all our viewers here?
Yeah, actually, I have so many cases and so many stories tell from my side here through the experience patients caught up. So what I mentioned is just now the patients that's calling from other state, and I'm not trying to say that the Chinese herbs is not good. I'm not trying to condemn the brand, but it's I see a common
traits.
It always happen. There's the Chinese herbs always suppress for the symptoms of the COVID. That's very important. If your COVID CT value is not very low, it's quite high, maybe already 30, maybe it can be helped to.
It can be a support to recover.
Yes.
If the CT level on the test lab is high, like what you say, 30, then the Chinese medicine can be a support to recover. But it doesn't help when the CT level is low. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, and also more on my suggestion is more to take on the oral supplementations, the high dose one, and also it's needed. Even though I practice naturopathic, but in this COVID situation, we still suggest to take some antibiotics, and also the steroid if they are really serious about the COVID gets serious. So don't really like see, okay, for first 5 days I'm okay, I'm all right, but it will be happen, the storm haven't come because you suppress the symptom. You just like the house alarm lah. I just give an example like house alarm. Your house already, the thief, the robber already come inside the house. Should be the alarm already blang 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 like that, ring loudly. But now the alarm is not how to say,
not working.
Not working anymore. But the thief is inside. That is dangerous. That is dangerous. The thief is inside, and you're in the room. You're resting. It's very dangerous. So it's rather I would more prefer on the alarm is still working. Lang 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 lang. Or then I know is what happening. Same to goes to our body. We don't try to suppress everything. Okay. But if example, some people is not coughing very terribly, maybe they just cough a bit, but they have a very brownish, and even the slightly some blood of the phlegm. So all this is showing the lung is getting infected already, and it's getting worse. So the patient that admit the patients that even though his oxygen level, like just now I mentioned, only 94, 95. Quickly, I asked her to admit the husband immediately if there's a space. So once they admit, the doctor diagnosed him as a category 4. Category 4. So category 4 and 5 is considered very dangerous. It can be going to 5 ICU anytime. It's based on their age. If they're above 60, and then they have a lot of diabetic problem, hypertension, or maybe they are cancer patient, chronic disease, it can be easily very fast drop to the category 4 to 5. So we don't take it very lightly that patients, if anything, you need to monitor. First, you need to monitor very closely every day.
Yeah. And how do we prepare? You know, I remember you mentioned to us, you don't think that you want to admit, you call now. You know, you wait until the storm is really storming on you, and you call now and thinking that there will be an ambulance to pick up your family members. You actually highlighted that to us, you know, prior to this conversation. I think this is very important to share with all the audience who is watching now and also watching it later. So what is one of the tips?
I have another case is actually from this side, from after onwards, it's like that is from a referral from my own patients, is the friends, and then the friends. So we'll be going through like 3 generations, and the actual COVID patient is on the very so far lah.
3 to 4 filters lah.
Yes. So every day they will tell me, okay, what's the level? And then I say, okay, how about you ask your friends, direct contact me. I'm not comfortable with giving consultation like that. I don't know what's the current condition of the patients. So maybe I don't know maybe the patient the patient maybe don't know me. They just ask around the friends to seek some help. So at the end, they didn't really direct. They always pass message like that. And for the first few days, it's okay. They always for the first few days, they always update me that it's okay, everything is okay. The oxygen level is 97, 98, 97, 98, and no fever. Everything is okay. So I assume that the patient's already in the recovery and there's no not very serious conditions until one day around like also 8 or 9. And my patients is very panicked, then call me up. I say, how about Natalie, you give them a call since they're not actively give you a call. So and then the patients like very my one of my direct patients very very panic. I think she looked very panic on the phone. So I think that it won't be sound so serious since they're already monitoring everything. So when I give a call to the COVID patients directly, I call the wife first, and then the wife passed the phone to the patients, and then I realized even she talked he talked to me on the phone. He's gasping for air, like, Natalie. I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised. And from that day onwards, I'm not receiving any consultation, like bypass so many kind of layers. I'm not doing that anymore. Because after that, he only able to talk to me like one sentence plus, and then I said, okay, it's all right, you just rest. And then I asked the patient that I need to talk to your wife. So I talked to the wife. Then only I realized that every day they update me the oxygen level is with the high flow oxygen support.
They actually have the oxygen tank at home.
Yes, they're already using it for 1 week. And which means there's not early part. Maybe they find me around maybe day 6 or 7, but before that they already start using the oxygen concentrator machines. They already the husband is using it, and when they check, of course, it's pretty normal. When you're using the oxygen the concentrator or tank with the oxygen support, like we said it, when you check your oximeter, maybe you're quite okay. It shows that it's quite okay. Above 96 is show normal. But once you remove the oxygen, your oxygen level will be dropped, like very, very normal. Will be dropped, like this is the real conditions of the patients, which means without oxygen, actually he's very low. He's only because from my experience, if patient is like even 94, 95, they won't be like guessing. Talk also cannot. It won't be happen like that. They still can talk. They still can walk. But he said the condition husband is not really like get up, just lying on the reclining sofa with the oxygen support. You can imagine when she say like that, I say is already sick for maybe a week at home, but the family don't know that actually the husband is so sick.
It's considered a very serious stage already.
Yes, very serious, very, very serious. And they think that, oh, it's okay because I got the oxygen support, everything. So I just wait for my COVID to go over by itself. Okay, maybe
let it heal by itself.
Yes, and I take some supplements. I take some herbs. I just wait for it to go by itself. This will not happen. Don't be so naive. Think that it will go away itself. If you like so until that stage, need to admit to the hospital. And only I found out after that, once they remove, the oxygen level is below 90. It's below 90, only 80 over. That's why he's like, even like talk to me like almost dying, almost dying, even with the oxygen support. So after that, I straight away asked them, must admit immediately. You can't wait anymore. Your husband will be dying at the house if you keep waiting. So I asked them to arrange to call the ambulance, see what hospital is
available.
Yes. But on that day, very sad to say that the hospital is full. The ambulance also full. So they come back to me, how the hospital, the private government all say that it's full. If I want to wait for the ambulance may come next day. Come for next day, which means if your oxygen is so low already, it still come for next day. It can happen that even drop even lower, 70 over. Even you with a high flow, your upper maximum, your machines also it will be got not enough of the oxygens. So after that, and also the hospital of course is full. They wait for the next day, They wait for the next day evening, only the hospital, the ambulance come. The ambulance come and yes. They admit in the hospital under category 5, very severe. And now, frankly, to say that very lucky, he already discharged. He's in a hospital for around like 2 weeks. So it depends. It depends whether sometimes the hospital is so full, not the doctor or the nurses don't want to help you. It's so full already. They just try whatever can. All the facility equipment is very limited. The government now is limited. So you need to better be careful of that I say the first 7 days. I forgot to mention about this. First 7 days is a very crucial one. The first 7 days, from first day you got the symptom, you need to know, okay, this is the first day. Where's my symptom? Where's my temperature? What is my pulse?
Mm.
every day.
Mm.
Until actually the whole COVID, we call it the phase is actually 45 days. 45 days phase.
Wow.
If you haven't fully recover, how to say? If you haven't fully recovered, even after quarantine 14 days, it might be a full swing back, fully attack you on the second
Oh.
time. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So
You
if the
never take it.
wave can come back.
Yes, yes. Even after quarantine, 14 days, it may
Mm.
be still has a chance to come back, full swing back. So we
Mm.
don't take it lightly that, okay, it's okay, I take some Panadol, I fever a bit, I eat, it won't be helped.
Mm.
So luckily, admit to the hospital when the category 5, doctor straight away inject the steroid. It can reduce the inflammation, the lung build back slowly, couples of weeks. So this is the first 7 days we really need to be careful. I always check when the patients come and I always ask them, what today is day what? Day 5, day 7, or day 2? I know, or day 2, I know, just diagnose a lot of symptoms, high fever. When it's day 6, day 7, not much
The way,
symptoms.
yeah, the observation symptoms will be different compared with the first 3 days to first 5 days. Yeah.
No, I just mentioned that the first few days is quite safe lah. If you you don't really the storm come when your all the symptom is still there for even like day 6, day 7, the symptom is still there. There is a very big chance of the cytokine storm coming because they give you a full swing back. Yes, yes, it will attack you. Suddenly your oxygen rate will drop, the level will drop, the pulse. So very important thing is when you use the oximeter, we always check on example when we there's actually few symptoms now. One is the storm is the oxygen level 94, 95. There's a storm coming already. We don't wait until that level only we admit. We need to prepare already. Okay. And the second thing is the pulse.
Okay.
Okay, is the pulse. Now because now I talk very excited. That's why my pulse is a bit high. Wait.
Yes.
So when the pulse is once they have a fever, the pulse cross 110. But now I don't COVID lah.
Yeah. Okay. Can
okay. Can see
So
my
so
pulse
when
is 105, right?
My
pulse is 105. When my pulse, this is the this is the pulse. This is the pulse. Okay. When the pulse is always cross 110. This is we call the cytokine storm is coming. This one. Because now I'm actively talking. I already
the pulse will be different.
Yeah, the measurement you should take not during you do gardening or cooking. It's not accurate. You should sit down. The COVID patient already sick. He sit down. He's resting. He's not doing any work, but has a mild fever. The heartbeat is so high. This is another symptom coming. The storm come. So need to very.
Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, so really need to be careful on monitor daily, so we don't get panic. As now most of the people actually self quarantine. We really need to educate ourselves. We need to educate our family. What if happen COVID, and what we should do, and we should not wait until it go. Last time when the first wave come last year, I see numbers of my friends himself or herself, even he got COVID, he just at home, blah, 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 still saying karaoke, no problem. No taking any supplement, no what treatment, nothing, antibiotic, no, nothing at all. It goes off itself. But now no more, this wave, we don't know whether some KKM come with the info that there's so many Delta cases. They say that it might be when the city lower is low, is very low, maybe 13, 14. It might be take it as a Delta variant. So really need to be careful. We don't want to take a chance of suddenly, okay, my spouse, who of our family members is die away because of the delayed treatments. It always happen, the delayed treatments. If you know early, you take it very seriously, monitor, treat it early, it will be under the safe zone. If you treat it too late, always the problem is that day I have another friend. He said that, oh, I go market there, in front of me the guy suddenly collapse for nothing. And then the ambulance guy says, everyone like, wow, get away from him, must be COVID or what. The ambulance come. So it's happened like that. So my friend was so nervous that, oh, I will be like no symptom at all, and then suddenly collapse, actually COVID or not. There's so many how to
fear
say
and anxiety that is floating in the air. Yeah, floating in the air.
They're so worried that I got no symptom at all, but actually I got COVID, and then the next day I'm talking to you, Christina, and I suddenly collapse and I die. Actually, it don't happen like that. It always have a symptom. The body is smart enough to give you a symptoms, even very mild fever, very mild flu, very mild cough. It's always give you a symptom already. But whether you want to ignore it or you take it very important, you monitor, hey, how's my symptom? Is it today I cough? Wow. At first I cough just very mild, but today I cough very, very terribly. And today with phlegm. And so this is how we monitor it for the first 7 days. Normally the collapse is because of the more than 7 days already. You don't see, you don't bother, you keep on delaying it. Suddenly the oxygen rate is low, but maybe they still want to go to get something or what. There's a symptoms. It won't suddenly like collapse without any symptoms.
I think I'll just do a quick recap of all the symptoms that we need to watch out for. Is first of all, when Natalie shared with us the 7 days, is the day one doesn't count from you confirm that you are COVID positive from the lab test. It comes on the first day you realize or you observe that you have some mild symptoms, like for instance, fever, flu, sore throat, whatever. That is the day that you need to be aware of. And it is always safe. According to Natalie, it's better that you take that first 7 days very seriously. Monitor yourself daily, with your oximeter. And on a safe level, the oximeter level should be above 96. When the oximeter level is below 96 and pulse are above 110, these are the symptoms that things are getting into the second wave. I think my admin need to put it very clearly, symptoms of second wave, darling, so that we don't confuse our viewers. So normal oxygen level, normal oxygen level is 96, right? 96 and above. And when you go lower, and especially when you are COVID confirmed patient quarantine at home, whether you are quarantined alone or with your family members, remember to check and monitor yourself daily. And what Natalie has mentioned, our body is smart enough to show you every symptoms. Take all the symptoms cautiously. Not creating more fear, but take all your symptoms cautiously, monitor your oxygen level. When you are at 95, 94, especially when you are at the day 7 and 8 of the entire journey of a COVID confirmed patient, this is the time you need to start to prepare yourself to admit into the hospital. Am I correct so far, Natalie? And let me know if I summarize it slightly wrong. And also bear in mind that it takes times for you to get an ambulance as well as to get a spot in the hospital. So do not take the knowing like how prior to COVID, where it's one call, ambulance can come. Now it's different. So we need to mentally prepare ourselves, we need to emotionally prepare ourselves, and we need to know what to do. And that is why this entire live talk is all about better prepared, be prepared better than shocked with COVID-19. And I know we are longer than an hour, but we have not finished fully cover everything that we wish to share today. But this is during COVID and things that we need to take note of, how it will actually go into the second wave. Natalie also mentioned, look at your oximeter level, as well as if your heartbeat rate is above 110. Symptoms of the second wave, that it will come back to you, even though you have no fever, you have no other symptoms that we all thought it should be, right? But these data are important for us to take note. So thank you, Natalie, so much for sharing with us. But I think when it comes to all these things, there's so many things that you can share. But let us just move along a little bit for what if that, people who are recovering already, what are I think one thing that you mentioned just now, very important, is the oxygen tank, what do you call that in the medical term, or the oxygen?
Support, or the machines is recorded oxygen concentrator. Some people use it. It's a kind of machines they plug. They use electricity to plug in. Whereby another type is oxygen tank, but we need to refill.
Yeah.
We need to
So it's important to all the viewers to know that with that oxygen support doesn't mean the patient is healing. It is still very crucial to monitor the oxygen level without the oxygen support. Correct, Natalie? That was one of the highlights you really want to highlight to everyone, especially to those who are having this oxygen support system at home. Make sure that you monitor without the oxygen mask, so that we can really get and understand the data of that patient itself. Yeah. So this is one of the lessons that Natalie learned. And from there onwards, she said, I'm not going to go through so many filters anymore. Yeah. So for those who have missed this out, you can always watch back our live talk. Our entire session is available on Facebook, Body Mind Soul Magazine page, as well as on our YouTube channel, Body Mind Soul Magazine as well. But Natalie, let us just spend a little bit more time to go through for those who are at the pace of recovering, their test level, what are the things that they need to prepare themselves? Like just now you mentioned, prior to our live talk, they actually need to go back for a test again. And what are the symptoms? I heard from my friend, even though she is cleared from positive, she was quarantined at home together with the mother. Both of them was positive. And then what she was telling me is all those things that she used to be able to do, like for instance, she was a teacher, piano teacher, and she usually teach virtually. She said it's very hard for her to gasp her air. So is that one of the recovery symptoms that they will get? And she tends to get tired easily.
Yeah.
Even though she's recovered.
Yeah, we call it the post-COVID. Post-COVID, which means patients they recover from COVID, or they already discharged from the hospital. Of course, when they are in a stable hospital, they're only allowed to discharge. So another scenario is they finish their self-quarantine 14 days. All we say the post-COVID syndromes are, or we call it this kind of after recovery, but they still have a lot of uncomfortable symptoms, not feeling well, like some wheezing sound when they breathe in and out, and they can't really breathe very deep, and they feel fatigued, very tired, they feel very sleepy whole day long, or they have still some mild flu or cough that always happen. This is, we call it the long haul COVID syndromes. All this we under long haul COVID syndrome, which means it's always happened to a patients that who already got COVID, but the COVID the virus drag her for too long. It's always happen like that. Example, if you settle your COVID recovery within 7 days, mostly you don't have these issues.
I see.
You don't have so much of this symptom, uncomfortable symptoms. But if the COVID maybe drag you very long, maybe more than 1 week, that's why caused you already admit to hospital, your oxygen low, all these symptoms is still there. That's why we call it long haul COVID symptoms. They drag you for too long time. The body need time to repair. Your lung the cell need to rebuild back. It need a lot of effort. So normally this kind of patient, we suggest them to take a certain kind of supplementations to build back the lung, and also And also very important, after the discharge from the hospital, it's always advisable to go back to the hospital to take the blood test to check the inflammation marker, whether it's still very high or not. Because even already already discharged from hospital, or sometimes already symptom, not considered symptom, already finished the quarantine, but the symptom is still there, it's good to do another blood test again. Monitor another 2 to 3 weeks until from the blood test you see inflammation is coming down back to normal, everything is only considered safe. Or else we call it the side effects is always have some inflammation on the lung. It will be coming back within 45 days again, full swing back, we call.
So this is also good for those who are currently quarantined themselves at home to take note of that. Even though you recover, if you do not take care of your lifestyle, if you do not monitor yourself, there might be a potential second full swing that actually swing back to us again. Yeah. So Natalie, anything else that you really wish to add on or share with our audience to take note and be aware?
We have provided some treatments for the post-COVID patients. If like they already recover, they're already after quarantine, they're already in a very safe level, and they're already discharged. But then the symptom is still there, haven't fully recovered. We have provided some oral supplementations and treatment for them to boost them in a more quicker way
to support their recovery journey. So for those who wish to actually, speak to Natalie separately or privately, you can connect with Natalie Teo via her FB page. It's all published on our comment right now by our admin, or even on our screen, Natalie Natural Therapy, that you can find her right away. Yeah, so for all of you, you can click this link that is published on the comment. And also, we have lots of viewers joining us today, but rather they are all very quiet and very attentive listening to you. So I also want to take this 1 or 2 minutes to open the floor. If there is any question from the audience that you wish to check with Natalie, this will be the best time. We still have a little bit more time to answer, to let Natalie to answer you directly on the spot in this live talk. But for me, personally, Natalie, I really want to thank you. You have spent a very informative and productive live talk that we had, from very nervous that you're not used to having a conversation like this because you're so used to doing live alone, and to also allowing us, Body Mind Soul, to have you on board and just share with all our followers. And we hope that this live talk can impact more people and also can support all of us who don't know what to do, and at least now we kind of know what to expect and we can prepare ourselves better. And I'm sure Natalie also did mention that it is good, if we can have something like a kit at home. We call it like a COVID kit at home, also to save, I would say, to help us, right? To help us to understand ourselves better. Self-test kit, either by nasal or saliva. I think this is very important. If for those who don't have it, it's really time to get some. Stand by at home. If you have mild symptoms, use this as a reference to test yourself. And then from there, you don't take any symptoms lightly, like what Natalie said. Never take any symptoms lightly, because our body has that innate ability to let us know, hey, it's time for you to take note. There is something I want to tell you. So like what Natalie mentioned earlier, Natalie, you were saying there are two groups of people. One, they worry so much that even though they have no COVID, they thought they have COVID. And one that is totally don't care of all the symptoms and they take it too lightly. And what we want to do here today is to bring this awareness to everyone so that we are balanced in between and we are not too anxious or anxiety attack, but we take all the symptoms correctly. And Natalie, any last thing that, last takeaway from all the audience about today's topic? Better be prepared than be shocked with COVID-19.
Just mainly to really want to get the oximeter, and also if can get a nebulizer. If no detail, you can go to my Facebook page, Ask, because it's a very good prevention and also treatments for the COVID. Even like positive already, if you inhale the hydrogen peroxide, the 3% one, 2 to 3 days, you can see the symptoms all can be reduced. So we don't want to get even more flare up and make it until admit to the hospital. So yeah, that's all.
Again, you know, whatever that Natalie is sharing here is on individual basis. Yeah, of course, all the cases so far that she handled has been quite a positive response. But we want to also mention that it's all on a personal experience. And she mentioned earlier in the very beginning, it's not from a medical expert's perspective, but would rather highlights all the symptoms and all the signs that we need to take note of so that we are more prepared. And with that, I will say thank you to all the audience who have been joining us in this beautiful Saturday. And you know what? If you find this live talk is really, really informative and you really gain something good from it, type it on the comment and let us know so that, we know in future what kind of talks we should curate more that suits your needs as well. At the same time, it's always good to share out this live talk. If you have not do that, just click the share button so that it benefits more of your friends as well, and let them be informative as you are today, this afternoon. Natalie, thank you very much, founder of Health West Wellness Center, and the page has been published on our link. So if you want to talk to her directly, if you can't get her, let us know. We will always, connect you with the right person. So with that, to all the viewers of Body, Mind, Soul Live Talk, this is Live Talk number 64, and we will always come back every week Saturday at 3 o'clock with the desire to impact your life positively. With that, thank you everyone, and have a good evening and have a good weekend. Remember, it's your responsibility to take good care of your health. With that, bye-bye everyone. Bye, Natalie.
Bye.